Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff. I'm the director of Over the River and Through the Woods. My favorite meal that my mother, God bless her, still makes at 90 years old is risotto alla Milanese. And I
Ooh.
got to say it, you got to do this when you say it, risotto alla Milanese. Um, and it's a just wonderful, if you yellow rice, it's got some mushroom, dried mushrooms and some sausage in there, but it's a yellow rice. And it's yellow because of the saffron that's put in there. And it's a
Mm.
great family meal that we still get to eat.
Did you bring some for the rest of us?
I did not, but I'm looking forward to Christmas because I'm pretty sure we'll have some.
Nice. Hi, Ray. Well, Jeff, who should introduce himself next when you pass it along to
Uh,
another member of the
next
team
on
here?
my next on my screen is Deb.
Ooh la. Hi, everybody. I'm Deb and I play Emma. And I have two favorites. One, which is very apropos for this show, is on Christmas Day, my aunt's family, who is married to an Italian, would get La Villa ravioli. If
From Willow
you
Glen?
know from Willow Glen, La Villa, and they know the family, so it's tradition. And she would make her own sauce. So that was my favorite Christmas thing. But I have to say, along the lines of your green bean casserole, we have a green Jello salad that we make at Thanksgiving, and I haven't made it for a couple of years, but it's got sour cream and mayonnaise and crushed pineapple in it, and it sounds absolutely disgusting, but it is so good.
I'll take your word for it.
Do I get to choose next? I know,
Yeah,
right?
choose next.
Karen, you're right next to me. Karen DeHart.
Hello, I'm Karen DeHart
Over
and
there.
I play Ida. And kind of in the whole casserole vein, we have a broccoli casserole that we make with two different kinds of cheeses and soup and crushed Ritz crackers on top. It calls for frozen broccoli, but we use fresh broccoli all chopped up, and it's pretty yummy. And I'm usually very selfish. When everyone's done, I'm like, I'll take the leftovers home, and I finish it up at home. I'm going to say John Mannion next.
Hey, my name's John Mannion. I play Frank in Over the River and Through the Woods. And my favorite meal is on Christmas Eve. My mother-in-law and I make a lasagna together. And then we put it in the oven. And then we have like a whole bunch of family activities we do out of the house, outside, from like 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And they live in snow country in Idaho. So when you come back in, that the house smells like lasagna and that you have a nice warm lasagna to have for Christmas Eve is it's not just the food, it's the situation, I would say.
Nice.
I will ping pong to Delaney.
Hi, everybody. My name is Delaney and I play Caitlin. Um, I have been thinking about this question all day, trying to pick one favorite thing, and it keeps changing. I have so many favorites. The one that just popped into my head since I'll stick with the dessert theme since we've been hearing a lot of savory things. My favorite family dessert growing up was a grasshopper pie that my dad made. And when we were kids, he did tell us that it was made with grasshoppers. Just go ahead and say that that is the secret ingredient. We'll keep that going. Oh, and I'll pass it to Philip.
Hello, my name is Philip Hofman. I play Nick Cristano. I'm gonna go back to Thanksgiving because it's December 1st, so I'm still thinking about the Thanksgiving dinner we had. My mom every year makes a wonderful stuffing that we all look forward to. It's very simple, just cubed like French bread from Safeway, a little bit of bacon, some sliced almonds, some celery, parsley, onions, and that just gets baked in the oven, and it is always delicious and soft every year. And that's the only time we have it. So it's one of those foods that you just look forward to year round. You're like, oh yes, it's time for that stuff again. Or dressing if you're from the South. It's technically dressing, I guess, because it's not in a turkey. But I'll save that argument for for this show.
And that brings us to Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe. I play Nunzio. My favorite food for Christmas holidays, although I haven't had it since I was a boy, was my grandmother, who was Sicilian, would make lasagna, and it was just amazing.
You can't top a good
Lasagna.
lasagna. Nice. And I see we have Chris London here, our costume designer. Chris, you want to jump in? Got a favorite holiday food? Oh, Chris, you're on mute.
Yep. So hi guys. I'm Kristen. My parents, so my mom is also very Italian, and she would always make a homemade meatball with homemade sauce. And she had the homemade sauce. I think the trick is that you toast the tomato paste. So when you're making the sauce, you actually toast up the tomato paste before you put all the ingredients in. So so I learned that from her when I was on it. But it's all homemade from scratch sauce and then homemade meatballs, and it is phenomenal. And I'm hoping to have it when I go. I'm going to Boston in like a week, and I'm hoping maybe I'll have it with her.
Nice. Oh, that sounds great. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kristen. And Lisa is actually in the kitchen. Here's Lisa Millette, our executive artistic director. Lisa, you want to jump in, or you just want to tell us what you're making?
No, I want to jump in. Sorry, it's so irritating that my kitchen overhead is like right in everybody's face, but I'll just put it on the cookie rack. So I'm very blessed to have grown up from the age of 11 on with a 100% Italian stepdad from New York who loves to cook. His name is Dominic Libonati, and he taught me how to cook. And it's what those of you that know me well, it's like my happy place. I love to cook. But I'm like right now I'm making chocolate chip cookies and cream of carrot ginger soup for the Jingle Mingle tomorrow. So I hope everybody is there for that. It is weird to smell semi-sweet chocolate and onions and garlic at the same time in my tiny kitchen. But for us, I was gonna say lasagna because Dominic taught me just the best lasagna in the world. But the other thing that isn't just for holidays, but it's for like people's birthdays that we both do, and we're like, who's gonna do it this year, or who, is chicken cutlets. Just like seriously, chicken breast, and you pound them, and then the egg and Romano cheese mix, and it's like he always used to say, Dominic said, this is really just Italian fried chicken, but it's so different, and it's the base for chicken parmesan. If you're gonna do it, then you just add all of the other things, but they're really good with without the gravy and the mozzarella, and my kids have loved them their whole lives, and so it's one of those family meals that I like to make because a lot of things kids don't like. I mean, my kids are older now, so yeah, but it's like a glorified chicken nugget in a big way. So that's what I would say.
Wonderful. And we're gonna leave now and I'll go eat. So bye. Nice, guys.
Hey,
Thanks, everyone.
Lisa, this is Karen. Maybe you can make that for the last show.
Oh, for them to eat on stage?
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
You'd be chewing a long time, I would imagine that.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun for you guys, though.
Yeah.
To have like honest to goodness.
Hey.
Don't
Yeah.
distract them from their line.
That dinner scene will be an hour long.
Yeah, you're right.
What are you guys actually eating on stage during the dinner scene? Because there's a lot of
Thank you.
Let's let Karen tell that.
Oh,
is that Karen? Oh, I couldn't tell who it was. Hi,
Oh,
Karen.
yes.
Karen is this is Karen S. Leonard, our props designer. Tell us, Karen.
Yes. So the veal parmesan is actually breaded mashed potatoes with a little bit of tomato sauce and cheese on top.
That sounds good.
And then the zucchini is quote unquote is cucumbers. Because we have someone who is actually allergic to zucchini, so we can't have that.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. Well, and then there's the crumb cake, which is actual crumb cake, and cannolis, which is actual cannolis.
You all eat well.
I do. I do eat well.
Nice.
Yeah. gentlemen, we
Thanks, Karen.
oh yeah,
Sounds
sorry.
like you've got a lot going on in the background there.
I do, sorry. I will try to mute here.
It's okay. Great. Well, we're off to a good start. Let's turn it over to Jeff, our director, and you can tell us a little bit about, excuse me, how you got introduced to the show. And also, you have a great family connection to the feel of the show as well, being Italian American. Tell us.
Yeah. Well, all four of my grandparents came over from Italy. Um, and and so when I first read the show, Lisa sent me the script and said, "I think I've got a show that I think you're gonna like, and I think you're gonna like to direct." And as soon as I read it, I just said, "Hey, I know these people. I know these grandparents. They're very much like my grandparents, and I know this experience of of them gathering every Sunday evening to have a meal and talk about your week and talk about life because that's what we used to do." And so I really identified, even though the play is set in Hoboken, New Jersey. So as I say in my director's notes, those are the East Coast Italians. We were West Coast Italians. And a few differences. We didn't talk with New Jersey accents or so there were a few differences, but for the most part, as I said, I really identified with the people in the script. And you know, and it was so great to rehearse this play. We've talked about this with the cast, but in rehearsals, we were all telling stories about our families, whether Italian families or not Italian families, because I think that's what the play brings out is even though there's this Italian American experience as part of it, but I think it goes beyond that and it really broadens out, and so that we all see, or a lot of us can see elements of our upbringing and our connection to our grandparents and to our relatives in this. And we noticed that as we just started working on the script and started laughing every night in rehearsal because the script is very funny. And it's also very touching. So I just think it was just such a great experience to rehearse this and to work with this great group, and then to be able to tell the story every weekend at City Lights to tell the story because so far the audiences have really connected to it, and have told us their stories after the show. And their stories of their grandparents and their family experiences. So really, in the end, it's like that's what the show is about. It's about family, and it's been a joy to work on.
Yeah, I can tell. Now, am I right in that this photo comes from you?
Yes, that.
My spotlight. This is a
Wow,
photo on the set.
Becky, you come prepared. Yes,
I do come
that
prepared.
that photo, that the on the right side is my grandmother who lived to be 101 and a half, and I
Oh,
knew very, very well. Next to her is her father, who I never met. But next to him, the other woman is my great grandma, oh, my great grandmother, who I do remember. I was very young, but I do remember her. And then next to her is my great uncle, who I also remember. So even though it looks like it's, so long ago, which it is, that photo is very old. Um, but I got to meet most of those people, and that's my family.
where was that picture taken?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
That's a really good question. It might say on the back of it because I know at one point this is my mother's family, jotted down some things so that we wouldn't, she wouldn't forget. So it might say on the back. That's a great question, Becky. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of the many, many fascinating pieces of what we call set dressing on the set. Our scenic designer, Ron Gaspernetti, who couldn't be here tonight, is from Newark, New Jersey. And as if you can't tell from his last name, Gaspernetti, he's also Italian American. And he really felt he kind of poured his heart and soul into the set, right? I mean, it's reminiscent of his grandmother's house. His grandmother used to watch him after school when he was a little boy, and his whole family is Italian. And not only did he design this gorgeous set, but he did what's called the set dressing. He put all these different things on the set, the photos and the art and all the different colors of wallpaper. I just love those. And Karen gets to work with one of my favorite things on the set, which is the wooden spoon. Karen, for those, I think this won't give anything away. Karen, for those of us who haven't seen, or those of you who haven't seen the show yet, Karen, tell us about the wooden spoon. I love that moment.
Right. Poor Phil, his character, Nick, is always hot. And so in order to appease him, I say, I'll open a window, I'll open a window. And I take a wooden spoon and just balance the window up so it's only like that far open. It always gets a laugh. But according to Ron, his grandma would prop it the long way to keep the window open. They're always saying, Ronnie, do not touch that spoon. And of course, being a curious kid, one day he decided, I'm going to touch the spoon, and the window went whoop, down on his fingers. So he has a very clear memory of that spoon and a window. So I think he gave you the idea, Jeff, about when they say open a window, I'm going to have you prop it with a spoon. And then, of course, we changed it to make it be.
It's on just the side of the spoon.
Tiny opening.
And then, of course, it seems like every 5 minutes, the grandparents are like, is there a draft? Do you feel a draft? Is there a draft? Is there a draft in here?
Right. And of course, just to say, Philip's character is always hot because the grandparents keep it very warm in there. And there's that great joke about, I'll just give away one joke, but the joke about, no, we don't turn on the air conditioning until the 4th of July,
Yes.
Which is very funny.
I don't see anything.
Frank gets to say that line, John.
Yeah. I don't see anything in the chat from anyone saying watch out for spoilers. So we can spoil on because folks have seen the show. I want to pull up a photo that shows a better view of the full set. And let me just spotlight that there. The different wallpaper. I love this moment. I love this whole scene.
And Ron was very gracious. I brought in a box of stuff that I said, hey, if you can use any of this, put it on the set. And he did. He put most of I have a couple of other photos and a couple other like Italian knickknacks that I had around my own house around my own house that he was gracious enough to incorporate onto the set.
Oh, very kind. Very kind. I don't know if Karen is still here, but I pulled a few photos of these amazing food props that she built. And this is one, I think, so I'm talking about Karen Leonard, our props designer, and I believe Karen DeHart brings this prop on stage. Am I right, Karen?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, Karen brings all the food.
Yes, she does. Yes.
This is just so amazing and detailed and all the different things in here. And I don't know, I think, Karen, you said your wife Cheryl made the olives out of Play-Doh. The salami is like cut up branch. What was the other thing? Pepperoncinis are
paper.
clay
The
foam.
hand on the side is paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like packing
awesome.
paper, like packing
Oh,
stuff.
I
Yeah.
have another photo of that. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
There it is. So that's what the prosciutto is made out of, which I love.
Don't eat it.
Oh my gosh. It's just, I love the detail on this. And Karen DeHart, I think this is, you bring this out for Caitlin when you're like, here, stay, have a small snack. And it's like this entire platter.
And
man.
if I'm not mistaken, it's only out there for a quick, for not very long. I feel
Like
so
a
bad about
second.
that.
Yeah, you should. You should. It's
Hey, it's the script. It's not me. It's the
I
script.
know. I know. I was surprised that it was so short. I was like, oh, for goodness sakes, spent hours and hours.
I know.
I
And
think
it's
it
like,
gets its own laugh
boom.
though, because it's so
Yes, it
involved.
does. It does.
I
Karen.
go off and come back in moments, and it's so involved. So this
Yeah.
laugh all by itself.
Like you spend 30 seconds in the kitchen and you come back with this absolutely gorgeous platter of food.
Obviously, the idea of vegetarian did not sit. with
No.
Play-Doh at all.
Yeah.
Clearly did
For
not.
those olives.
There's olives,
And
right?
cheese.
And cheese. And toothpick.
Peppers.
I don't know. Yeah. And
Green
poor
peppers.
Delaney. Oh my gosh. It's so sweet when you're like, no, I'm a vegetarian, really. Just have the veal. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just like the sweetness of Caitlin at that moment. Like I feel like Caitlin would like take home the entire serving of like the whole entire veal platter if I'd have asked her to. It's so
Yeah.
sweet. It's so sweet. Okay, speaking of sweet, I have lots of sweet photos. I really like this one. I don't know if you've seen this one before, Deb and Philip, but this
I
is,
haven't.
yeah, this is a really
Aw.
nice, I mean, sad, but really lovely moment. And we definitely have people who leave the show saying they're crying. And they like, I said, yeah, Deb came up to me afterwards. How'd you like the show? You made me cry, Deb. Thanks a lot.
And I go, yes,
Yes, score.
because I make you laugh first.
I make you laugh, then I make you cry. I
That's
know.
right.
It's beautiful.
Take the knife in.
I would love to hear from some of you, cast members, team members, like the moments in this show that really, like, what's a favorite moment that really hits your heart in like either a moving way or a lovely way? What's a moment that you absolutely love? Yes, Joe.
Oh, I have a line to Nick. I will always be there with you.
Oh,
That just always hits me.
yeah.
I don't know why, but
Oh,
probably, because, I think of my own grandparents and it just always hits me.
it hits the audience too. I
Yeah.
really felt I was in the audience on Friday night and I kind of felt everyone in the audience. You can tell when an audience is listening in a particular way. And I felt sort of everybody go, oh,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
have one. I
yeah.
have one I'd like to. There's a
Yeah.
the moment when um, uh, Nunzio comes in and Deb, you're sitting there and he gives you the look, like you're asking him if he shared
Mhm.
with Nick, and Joe, you give Deb the look of like, I didn't, and I didn't, and the topic is closed. I think that particular moment is so poignant. And so it shows a lot about like the two relationship between the two, and the way you guys, that's like one of my favorite moments. It's like one of the biggest impactful moments of the show from my perspective.
Yeah, and it actually, you feel the relationship between
Yeah,
the two because you talk, they've been together for decades. I don't remember how many years it is, but
60
60
years.
years. So these are actors. I mean, some of you know each other, some of you just met, a couple months ago, but like you feel with that look, it's kind of
right?
magic that you create like a whole relationship in that look.
To tag on to that, just to go further, is after that, when Nick comes in, and it's when Emma makes the decision to respect Nunzio's wishes and not tell
Yeah,
Nikki that, the secret. And that kills me every time. Me, as even as an actor playing that, because it's playing the one face to Nikki and then turning to Nunzio and showing that I'm not okay. Right. I love Emma's arc. Let me just say,
yeah.
say that.
She's a great character. She's a great character.
So,
Very loud.
yeah. Very loud.
They were the loudest people I ever met. Yeah. Caitlin and Nick, what are some moments for you?
I can jump in. I agree with Joe. I really like that moment on the porch just because it's
Yeah.
for me, I don't connect with this play in the direct sort of like, oh, I had Italian family way, but part of why I like this show so much is that it's so universal. Even if you're not Italian or don't have those exact memories of that exact house or layout or whatever or family dynamic, there's still usually something in there that connects with you maybe from like a little more distance, but it's still just as powerful. And I really like that moment on the porch because it exemplifies that those moments where you really just need to be honest with the other family member and kind of all the walls finally drop away and you decide, okay, I gotta just lay out my cards, for whatever reason. Like I know that Nick doesn't know that Nunzio is, dying or has cancer, but it still kind of has that feeling to me, like I'm explaining to you because this is the last, there's no point in hiding anything anymore. Um, but on a happier note, I really like the dancing scene.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of just spending time with family, right? And just, it sounds cliche, but really just being in the moment and enjoying the people you're with and just singing a song, right? And maybe we don't really hit all the notes correctly or we kind of like off rhythm, but we all have family members right like that, right? Like I have an uncle who has no rhythm, but he really loves music, so he'll just like be slapping along completely off, off the beat, but nobody cares because we're having a good time.
Um,
Yeah.
I like just that little introductory when I first walk on stage, and it just in a just a few lines explains the relationship I have with my husband, and I just like having that little moment of history. Uh, and I love the veal scene. I think it's really fun, and I can feel the audience enjoy it. So I like that. And as an observer, there's so many moments I love. The one that gets me is when Nunzio says goodbye, Nick. I forgot. And then there's a little laugh, and then there's goodbye, Nick. And it's like that gets me. And and when John hugs him at the end there. So there's moments that are just really always meaningful. To watch with everyone. I could go on with each one of you, my favorite moments for each of you, but those are the ones that kind of touch me. But it's all fun. It's hard to pick.
I love the Trivial Pursuit scene. I like barked with laughter when John said, "We know Henny Youngman." I don't know, that line just really got me. And I was
I
writing.
interpret
Okay.
that as kind of like an English as second language kind of thing. Like he
Yes.
generally is like, wait, I don't understand. Why did you say that?
There's the timing. John, your comic timing is just
Thank you.
it's on.
I was going to say, I do a lot of comedy and I do a lot of musical comedy. And when you're this age actor with this skin tone, you get a lot of big kind of comic roles a lot of times. But what's unique, there's a lot of comedy in here, and I get to do a lot of punchlines and stuff like that. That's really great too. But some of the most memorable moments for me are like at the end of my big long story about my family thing, and I can hear a pin drop in the theater, and it's just silent. And although I sometimes hear people go, "Oh,"
Yeah, that's a
but
good
that's
monologue.
as an actor, that's a really interesting, privileged position to be in when you're kind of lording over the silence.
Mm.
I take that responsibility seriously. And and then at the end too, even when, so he's gone and Ida comes in and asks if anybody's hungry, and I chastise her with like, he's gone. How can you think of food now? And I get to have this kind of crack in my voice. And then I just let it sit there for the right amount of time before I say, maybe just a little provolone.
I think we laughed for 20 minutes the first time we
The
did
very first time we did, I was like, I don't think
in
we're ever going to be able to do
rehearsal.
this. This scene is too
And,
funny.
and poor Phil, even when the rest of us finally got ourselves together, I would still see you, Phil, go.
It's wild. But
But
yeah,
it was so
silence
funny.
is really, really interesting too. For as funny as it is and dramatic as it is, there are some really key moments in this piece where it just sits and you just get to think about it for a second. And I think
Yeah.
that's a really powerful, unique live theater experience that is, like I say, a real privilege to be part of.
It is, and there's so many different types of silence in an audience in a live theater setting.
I hear
I love
Delaney's
that so
favorite.
many, I'm sorry, just so many people enjoy it, but you get a different reaction based on the age demographic in the audience, and that's
Mhm.
really fun. So there's certain lines where they don't hit at the first part, but they hit the second part, the younger audience, but the older audience, they hit right away. So it's interesting based on the demographic, the reaction you'll get.
True.
Another favorite line of mine is the very last one when Ida says, everything came out beautiful, didn't it? To
Oh.
me, that's like, it's like sums everything up. At the end of it, at the end of it all, at the end of life, it's been a beautiful experience. That's how I see it.
Yeah. And that's when I hear the most sniffles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just kind of, yeah.
Also, when you talk about Frank needing you and what a
Oh,
beautiful thing it is to be
Yeah.
needed by someone, that's a lovely moment.
And I also have to just throw out one of my favorite moments is not even in the play. It's Karen's curtain speech at the end of the show.
Yes.
You've made me
How did
cry every
that
time
come
I've seen.
about?
I'm not at every show, but every time I see it, I cry.
Yes,
I
how did that come about? That's so
Well,
beautiful. It was
I
like
was
this.
so
Oh.
naughty. When we had the designer run, I went up to talk to her. She goes, "I can't talk to you right now. I can't talk to you right now." She was very, very emotional. I said, "Can I do the curtain speech?" She said, "Yes, yes, whatever you want." So, I waited till she
You
was
brat.
emotional and I stole it. Because this whole rehearsal process, I thought about my grandparents and I thought about the stories. And, you hear every time we go back to Minnesota, you'd hear these stories. They were like ingrained, and you look forward to going, just to hear these things and where you came from. And, the Norwegians didn't like the Swedish. So we saw a letter said, "I met a Swedish girl, but she's nice," all these things that you hear. So I just picked those two stories. I thought maybe if I tell those stories about my grandmothers, at the curtain speech, it might encourage people to stay,
Nice.
and to also tell a story about their family, because we all came from someplace, and we all have these histories, verbal histories that have been passed down. And we've had some lovely stories. I know, John, a lot of people come up to the two of us and talk to us about, "Oh, I came from, I'm from a Jewish family, and our dinners were just like this." And so people are staying and telling their stories.
And you had somebody from Hoboken, right, at the talk time?
Yeah.
Nice.
And as Karen said, I had an Asian Indian family come up to me
Yeah, me
to
too.
say,
Yeah.
this is just like our family too. So it's not just Italian Americans or Irish Americans. Um, it's folks from all around the world that have this same sort of tension about trying to move forward, but at the same time kind of honoring your past. And
I
it
have more
creates
people come up to me and say I remind them of an aunt. Aunt so and so and aunt such and such. I'm like,
I'll take it. Delaney, we want to hear some favorite moments from you.
Sure, I have a few. First I'll say, yeah, I also had the people who watched, I guess it must have been opening weekend because it was before Thanksgiving, and these were people from different ethnic backgrounds, and they all said this was a really good warm up for Thanksgiving, for what we're gonna face when we're with our families. This is good practice. Thank you. My favorite moment has already been shared, but it is the moment that Joe and Filip share on the porch.
Hmm.
It is so beautiful and it is so moving. And I know the word silence was and stillness was mentioned, but I think it was Friday. There was a cell
Oh,
phone ringing
yes, that
during
was
that
Friday.
moment of all the
Right at that moment, the phone rang.
um,
And did you hear? You probably didn't hear this. The person in the audience said, "How did that happen? I turned it off." And I was like, "You're making it worse. Stop talking about it."
what was funny is that phone sounded like the phone on stage, and we were backstage, and I thought,
Yeah,
did did something happen? Did
it
it
had
go
an
wrong?
old-fashioned ring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
was
did.
actually going to run out and say, "I'll get it."
Yeah.
I did
but
it.
I love that moment so much because the way that Joe and Philip play it, you can see like you can see in Act One all of the little moments where their characters are listening to each other and leading up to that moment that ends up being on the porch, and then the afterwards with the goodbye, and all of that. Like it's just part of that bigger whole, but you see them listening with such honesty, just so grounded and so rooted, and every night it's like they've never had that conversation before. And I find it's just so beautiful every single night. It's so beautiful. So that is my favorite. I also like leading I guess it's before that is the we have John's monologue and then Joe's monologue, and then I come in as Caitlin. And I feel like that we're coming from this high of Trivial Pursuit, and it's just outrageous and uproarious. And then we get dropped in like to our feels, and then dropped another layer into our feels. And then there's like funny with Nick and Caitlin, but then Caitlin shares this deep, dark
Yeah.
reveal about her grandmother, and so it's just this like very interesting drop and drop and drop. And I think that the way that Joe DiPietro wrote that, like it's just there's some sort of brilliance, some sort of creative genius, the way that that storytelling just I don't know, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. They're separate monologues so, unrelated to each other completely, and yet it's like this journey that just takes like swoops the audience in with it and drops you and drops you and drops you some more.
But in a good
Uh,
way.
In a good way.
yes.
Yeah, that mixture of as a marketing person trying to describe the show, I'm always saying funny and poignant, but it is. And I think a lot of my favorite shows at City Lights have been that way, that have mixed comedy and poignancy. Is that a noun? I don't know, but
Isn't it
yeah.
funny that we all picked really serious moments that are our favorites? But as Jeff keeps telling us, this is a comedy, which it is, and I love the comedy, but it's kind of fun to play those moments. I mean, there are a lot
Yeah.
of my favorite parts that are the comedy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think the poignancy kind of surprises people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty deep and it's pretty interesting. And it's if you're bought into these people and you've laughed with them, now you get to cry with them at the end.
Yeah.
And I love City Lights' tradition of bringing people up on stage for a little drink and to say hi afterwards and whatnot. But I will say, I almost feel like it's a little unique in this one. People are kind of like, oh God, I got to get myself together. Like,
Right.
like they come up to us kind of like going, too soon. Hang on.
We all need
Yeah.
Kleenex boxes.
I gotta
Here,
like
have a
get myself
tissue.
cleaned up here.
I'm not ready for a party. Yeah. Yes, we do. We have a party up on stage after every single performance. That is one of my favorite things about City Lights. Thank you, Lisa, for instituting that tradition. Before we jump onto Lisa's favorite moment, I have to show one photo because I pulled this photo as an example of the mixture of comedy and seriousness. And I love this photo. Looks like it could be from a murder mystery or it could be from a farce. There's so much going on in this picture. Isn't that fantastic? Like you almost can't tell what kind of show it is in like a really
Oh
beautiful
my God,
way.
that's hilarious.
All right, ladies
Like-
and gentlemen, Nick has died. Take your ice cream, start discussing.
Nick has died, but John got a laugh. So
We're covering his face with the cloth.
Yeah.
oh God, it's such a great photo. And I'm sorry I haven't credited him yet, but Christian Pizzerani, also a nice Italian boy, is our company photographer and does absolutely beautiful work. So yeah, like I could say that this is a murder mystery, like he's just stabbed him with the keys. I mean, there's many different ways you could interpret a photo, but it's really beautiful. And kudos to Paul Skelton, our lighting designer, as well. Some gorgeous lighting going on. Yeah, so there's that one, and then there was another photo that I was like, what is going on here? It's this one. Philip, what is happening here?
I know what that is.
I know exactly what
I know
that
what
is.
More choking.
No.
I
Well,
threw that
that's
in
what I
there,
say.
but it's
That's when I say he got caught in the ninth grade smoking dope.
That's
Right.
it. That's exactly it.
That's right.
Yeah, you get it from him and you get it from me. Shush. Keep quiet.
That's a
Caitlin's
great
like,
one.
cool.
And I can also see, and Karen Leonard's not with us anymore, got off the call, but you can see her caprese salad there, right in the middle. And that is also not edible. I hope nobody tried to eat that.
No.
Ooh.
It's glued to the plate. You couldn't.
That's a nice fresh tomato garden salad.
I want to try the freshly baked anisette cookies. That's what
Cookies.
always intrigues me when Deb talks about
Yes.
the anisette cookies.
I think they're available with the wine at the end. I think
The-
they come in a
the
they come in
cookies
a
after
big
the
jar
That's
from
biscottis, but
Costco.
there are anisette cookies
really
that are
good.
different too.
the
Italian.
cookies after the show though are very good.
Yeah.
They are.
Wait, there were cookies after I missed them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you
so
just
sad.
have to come back.
I wish. So much good stuff. So much good stuff. Oh, audience. We have an audience too. Everyone's so
Yeah.
quiet. We're
Don't-
talking so much. Audience members, if you have any questions, we've got about 15 minutes left.
Or
So
comments.
type them.
I'd
Don't-
like to hear their
Don't
favorite
forget
moments.
Lisa.
What's
Lisa
on
wants to give
Lisa's
her
favorite?
favorite moment.
Nobody cares about Lisa. She's not important. Lisa, best
I
boss
gotta go.
ever. Yes. So, audience members, type something in the chat if you want to, or raise your hand. And now let's hear Lisa's favorite moments, and also how did the cookies come out, Lisa?
Perfect. They're
Yeah,
great. Yeah.
Always.
Yep. Come to the party tomorrow.
Ooh.
Ooh,
And then we have the carrot soup going here.
nice.
Can you see that? No, wait.
Yes.
So, yep.
Oh,
I
Ray,
don't-
I see you. Ray's going to come in after you. Ray, I see you. Thank you. We'll hear your question
No,
after.
no
we get to
hurry,
your
no
favorite.
hurry.
Okay. Thank you.
my favorite moment is, I mean, I just want to say I love the show. I think the show's lovely. It's like a sincere, beautiful, touching greeting card that has all the things. And I see my family in it a lot, and I just think it's beautiful, and it's gorgeously designed, directed, and acted, and I just love it. But my favorite moment is the dancing.
Mm.
And it's, I mean, all of it, yes, but it's the couples. You have so much tenderness for each other. And when Deb and I'm going to start to cry, when Deb and Joe start dancing, and Karen has that beautiful smile, and then in comes the accordion with John. It's so beautiful, and I love to watch them dance because it seems so honest and genuine, and everyone wants to be loved like that. Everyone. A lot of people maybe are, but a lot of people aren't. And it is beautiful. So thank you for that moment, all of you.
Well said. Yeah, it's like how I was saying before that there's the moments, the looks between Deb and Joe, and you see a whole relationship there. Like their relationships are so real. They're so real.
That makes it easy.
Right back at you.
Mr. Ray Renati is here, a board member at City Lights, and has
Yeah.
been in shows with us.
Yeah.
And may also be Italian American as well, so you may know that there's a connection here.
Yeah, I am. My childhood was, and my early life up until our 30s was the way that Jeff explained his is so similar. And my grandparents lived in San Francisco as well. For some reason, they actually did have New Jersey accents, even though they grew up like in the Mission. I don't know exactly what that was about. But I just want to say I absolutely loved the show. I was moved and laughed so hard, and I didn't want to laugh too hard because I didn't want to miss anything. But I felt like I was watching flashes of my life going before me, and it was really moving for me to experience that. I don't have a favorite moment because there were so many, and I just think that you guys just did an amazing job, and yeah, that's all.
Thank you,
Thank
Ray.
you, Ray. That's very.
We've got about 8 minutes left, and this is usually the time when actors start like, oh, should we tell them about this, or should we tell them about that, or this funny thing that happened backstage, or this funny thing that happened in rehearsal. So now's the time for all those that's. If you have any that's to share with the group, that would be great.
Should I tell them the story of going off stage to get my prop and it wasn't there without all the bad language?
No, I think can we bleep out the bad language, because that's the funniest part.
I think our audiences can handle it. Let's hear it.
I went off stage to get the veal, and there's a whole scene with the veal on the plates, and I scoop up the veal and put it on it, and I go off stage. It's an empty plate, and I'm calculating. I look at it and I'm calculating in my head. Should I go with an empty plate? No? And I ran through the dressing room, and ran into the green room, and I'll change it. I said, "There's no freaking veal." there's no freaking veal. And there's like, what? Oh, what's in the microwave? And we start to try and put it on the plate, but it's sticky. She goes, just take this plate. And I rub it. I'm like, and I'm the whole way, I'm going, frack, 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 frack. And I go through, how you go, Caitlin? I made some lovely veal. And they were backstage dying. That,
It was perfect.
was just
On stage, there was a longer pause than usual, and then we hear from off stage as it's the door is opening. Here we go, and that plate came on. I went, I know what happened.
So needless to say, I triple check my props.
Yeah.
Especially the veal.
Yeah. I have so many mass cards in my purse for just that reason. And I normally carry on my purse, but the last scene, it's on stage, and I'm always, God, please let that be on stage when I say I'm going to go get you your mass card.
Deb, didn't you tell me you've also got some other grandmotherly type props in your purse, even though the audience doesn't see them, but it just helps you get in character.
So, my purse, for those of you who've seen it, all you see me pull out is mass cards. But for those of you who have seen it, I have a plastic bag full of plastic knives and forks. I have some sugar packets. I have 2 sets of rosary beads that were actually my mother's.
What about Kleenex? Do you have Kleenex?
And a Kleenex. Oh my God, I have Kleenex in every pocket. I have to make sure every night I take out the Kleenex. And I've had a runny nose for a couple of weeks, so those have come in handy. And luckily, it's very in character for Emma to pull a Kleenex out, blow her nose, and then put it back in her pocket, just like my mother would have
my
done.
grandmother used to have them in her sleeve. She'd pull Kleenex out of her
I'm
sleeve.
afraid that they will fall out of the sleeve. So it's the pockets, and that's fine. But yeah, I was like, what else can I mince? I was in the lobby one night before we went. I'm going to take some of these, and I'm going to take some of these, which is very grandma-like, right? Did any of your parents or grandparents, you go out to eat and they would take the creamers and the sweet and lows?
Oh yeah.
And maybe cutlery.
Yep.
So yes, that's that.
Wait, Lisa says a thought.
I've been meaning to ask that. I've been meaning to ask this about the put the creamers and the things in the pocket. Like when Nuncio puts the nuts in his pocket.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening? And then I thought, that's a thing for grandparents and Italians. Like, I might need these later.
Well, that's exactly it.
The first time I saw that, though, I was like, what is going on?
Wait, I missed this. What happened? He puts Frank.
I'll let him tell you.
What does he do?
Yeah, Joe, Joe came up with that. That was not directed.
Oh, I missed this. What did he do?
I saw it and I'm like, I love this. Keep it. It was great.
It just seemed like a natural thing to do.
So you
Then
just
I got
take them
later,
off the
you know,
table or what? Like pour the dish in your pocket?
No, the dish.
You just put
He
it
walks in to serve the nuts, and to give some to Nikki. He's eating the nuts, and so he just puts a handful in his pocket. It's great.
Nice.
It's a great moment.
So I want to I think this is one of Jeff's most brilliant directing notes for me, and that's the blanket.
Oh, the blanket. Oh.
I'm gonna give you full credit for that, Jeff.
Yeah, so Nick is pushing the blanket off and you're pulling the blanket up.
Yeah. Though I do want to say one of my favorite notes that Jeff has given me during this rehearsal process was a little less face.
Yep. Too much face acting.
Too much face.
A little too much face acting.
Pull back the face.
Wait, is that like the guy with the ears married to the woman with the face?
Kinda, yeah.
A little
No,
less.
but I can only come up with some. I mean, you guys came up with a lot of ideas yourselves, but I came up with some ideas and you guys executed them beautifully. One of the things that I really kind of wanted to get into the show was a lot of the touching, the face touching, and the pinching the cheeks, and because that's what I remember. I can see Ray nodding because we remember those are the things that Italians do. Is they touch each other, with the hugs and a little kiss, a little face, So I was really glad that we found moments in the show where that, I think you guys executed so naturally, which is so great.
I like when Deb was like, "I'm gonna clean off this."
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The
Right?
hair.
The hair.
It's not just Italian. I clean my boys'
Every,
face.
right, exactly. I
Mom's
don't
face.
really lick my fingers.
Yeah.
And
During
I'll tell one
rehearsal,
quick story actually from rehearsals, and Joe told the story at the in-person talk back, but I'll tell it from my perspective really quickly because we're at the end here. It was the dancing scene, and actually the dancing scene is great because I really didn't have to direct much. You guys are just, I don't want to make it over directed, but I did was like I wanted Joe and Deb, I want you guys to go over here, and I want John and Karen to go over here, and we did it a bunch of times. We did it a bunch of times, and they just weren't going where I asked them to go, and it's like I don't know how many times we have to do this. And Joe, you were kind of, there were a couple of lines, and when do I sing, and when do I say the line? So anyway, I just got to a point where, with a little bit of frustration in my voice, I said, "This is like directing my grandparents." And of course, they're all way too young to be the grandparents in the show.
That
But
was so funny. I just doubled over.
I think we all, yeah. But I think, Jeff, you had a few of those moments with us. It's like herding sheep.
enough with the stories. Let's get back to
no, it was so I had such a great time. It was never, and I mean, that's the only time, and like it was just a hint of frustration. It was such a joy to direct everybody. We really did. I mean, it's probably a cliche, or people listening think it's a cliche to say, "Oh, we laughed and had a great time in rehearsals," but we really, really did with this show. And we all just had a blast, I think.
Yeah.
And it shows.
I told this at the talkback as well, but my husband's often home stringing rackets in the living room when I come home from rehearsal. And there's some nights in other shows where I was like, oh man, I just couldn't get this, and it was fine, but I'm tired or whatever. But every night when they came home from rehearsal, how'd it go? Fantastic. How'd it go? It was great. And after like the fifth night, he goes, you've said nothing but great things every time you walk in. And I said, because it's great. And I've just had so much fun. There wasn't any negative thing that I could say about the whole process.
And Karen and I carpool quite often because we live fairly close by, and everybody's called every night for the same time. And there's never a quiet moment, Karen. We've talked about we're each other's therapy. So
don't tell Phil, the head doctor.
The head doctor.
A head doctor.
And the dream team of Karen, Deb, and Jeff is reuniting after Calendar Girls in 2016, which Jeff directed, and Karen and Deb were both in. So much fun. Was this the first time you've all been back together in a show since then?
Yeah.
At the same time, yeah.
At the same time, yeah. Jeff and I did Language Archive as well in 2014.
I acted in Language Archive.
Yeah.
Right, 2014.
And with Lisa.
Yeah.
Well, and John Mannion and I did Comedy Sports 30 years ago, and he was the officiant at my wedding, and my husband is sitting across from me. We are still married, so this is good.
29 years ago.
Yeah.
This is your most successful role, John.
I know.
That's so great. And Joe and Delaney are new to us, and Filip was in Love and Warcraft. And so it was like this great mix of like City Lights regulars and new folks, and so good.
Well, Joe said the sweetest thing a few weeks ago. He said, you guys are like family, because we were all like doing our shtick or whatever. And I said, yeah, but now you're part of that family. And, Delaney too. I mean, City Lights really is. This is not a cliche. This is a family. And, sorry, it's like Hotel California. You can never leave.
We won't let you go.
I love that song. It's one of my favorites.
Aw. All right, my friends, we are just about at time. Unless anyone else has anything they'd like to say or add.
Just thank you. Thank you for Lisa for this experience, and for Jeff for casting us. It's just been a real joy. So thank you.
That's wonderful.
Thank you to everybody who joined tonight, who's had to listen to us natter on. So
And
Tell your friends. We're
tell your
here
friends,
till the
yeah, come
21st.
and see the show.
The show runs through
Yeah.
December 21st. This weekend, there's a Saturday matinee, which is a special. And the closing weekend, there is a Wednesday performance, and that's $40 for all tickets.
There
And,
is?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Put on your calendar. Don't worry
All the
about
understudy.
it.
And
Bye,
our
everybody.
And
Good night.
Gloria knows, so there'll be laundry.
everybody-
The laundry will be back on Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
You too.
Guys, thanks.
Bye.